So, you know how sometimes in a Disney Channel original movie, they will have like a fake pop star for the main character to look up to?
Yes.
You know, when they had that Hilary Duff as a hologram thing? If you had to cast any boy as a boy version of that.
I feel like my gut is saying Sayok Matthew.
Interesting. My gut was saying Seowon.
That's curious to me because he's barely gotten any screen time to perform.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, he's gotten screen time, but it's only to compliment Jiwoong. Like,
Actually, when I was thinking Seowon screen time was sacrificed for Hui, because like what's the word? You know how in some video games, like let's say this is Yu-Gi-Oh! And you need to take 3 monsters and you need to sacrifice all of them to summon a bigger card.
God, you're gonna say those are the boy group boys that they sacrificed the performance of?
For Hui? Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, this is absolutely so fucking horrible to be like, oh, it's so sad. These guys were in failed groups and they didn't get noticed, but they're still here to try again. And then not show the actual auditions. I was like, the gall.
Through this episode, I think a bunch of people who are meh, Hui, and highway robbery. Boys being robbed.
Oh no, you're gonna say Takuto?
Oh my god, I wasn't even thinking of Takuto, because Takuto, we saw him get robbed, but some of the boys, like the ones who got sacrificed for Hui, like, I couldn't see them because they were back in an alleyway getting robbed by Mnet.
I kind of hate the format of, like, you don't get to see all of the auditions. First off, just show us all the auditions. We didn't need 10 minutes for Gunwook. We could have put in at least 3 other auditions in there.
Do you know what you could have cut? Here's the thing. It'll start with his high note. It'll cut to a reaction. It'll replay that 1 second of a high note. It'll cut to a different reaction. It'll cut to more reactions. It'll go back in time a little, and it'll go back.
That's classic survival show editing.
It takes me out!
It really literally turns these like 1.5 minute performances into like a 4-minute performance. You know what else we could cut? The like 5 minutes of men thirsting over Jiwoong. Do they need to tell us how sexy the guy that came out in a blazer with no undershirt is? I feel like they're already trying to display the message. I don't think we need to be told again and again by various assortments of castmates.
Okay, number one, they start the sexy segment by showing like Yujin, who's a minor. First of all, he's a high schooler, so that's weird.
It is.
Second of all, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, I really did think it was funny when Seowon was thirsting over Jiwoong. Because first he talks about how sexy he is, and then he talks about like, it looks like he's sensitive and shy.
Oh my god, I literally have in my notes when Seowon says, like, oh, he looks so strong, but I bet he has a soft personality. His teammate, Jiho, turns to the guy next to him and, like, rolls his eyes. Also, during the, kiss segment, the stark difference between Jiho's, like, face dropping during the kiss and Seowon just absolutely grinning from ear to ear, that was good.
I'll get back to whatever's happening with Jiwoong, but also Seowon and Woonki.
Oh, his roommates?
Yeah, like the little photo shoot and like mini concert they were doing, and like that one nice straight guy who's Na Yeon from Twice's cousin.
I did like that part, and I felt like it showed off Woonki's personality even better than his performance actually did. Like, so here's the thing, Woonki did cry in his performance. They messed up.
He cried.
But he obviously didn't let that get to him because you saw his personality shine so much when he got into the dorms. Like, he was just having fun, singing his favorite songs, having fun with the other castmates. It was really cute.
Here's my question. Did they get to choose their rooms, or were they randomly assigned? Was it first come, first serve?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because, like, because if Woonki and Seowon just ended up together, then that is very lucky because that was so cute and fun.
It really was. Bringing it back to Jiwoong for a second, what do we think about his teammate, I believe Jungwoo, going in for the kiss on the kiss cam?
It's a pretty surefire way to get screen time.
Yeah.
But it is also transparent.
Did you see after he, like, leaned in, Jiwoong grabbed his neck and then, like, moved his hand away when he pulled away? I was like, wow, he was ready to do it.
I do love how ready, like, here's the thing. Whether or not Jiwoong is or is not what the elephant in the room might be whispering to you. He's ready to commit on camera.
He is ready to commit. I do love that. I like his personality. I will say in his group, I do not think he was the strongest. I did like his group. We had a couple boys we liked going in. One of my faves previously was Sung Hwan. He's the minion boy. And I thought he did like a fine job in his performance. I don't think he was the best of the group, but
yeah, because like here's the thing. I thought Sung Hwan was great. He did kind of flop a high note, but I think the rest of it was solid. I think he's definitely workable. I know Ichin was amazing. I would say Jiwoon was not as bad as singing as I expected him to be. He does have a kind of unique tone that I feel like they'll have to like specifically carve out spots in songs for him when he makes it to the final group.
When?
Yeah. I mean, it's almost guaranteed for him. So some people who were robbed. Hwan Hee was given a song with no vocals. He sounded really good. The song absolutely sucked. I thought Seowon was pretty solid. Always giving face. Let me think.
Takuto robbed.
Okay. So you're gonna give Daewoo and that other guy 1 star and 2 star, but you're gonna give Takuto 0?
Takuto did a backflip. Did he land the backflip? No, but he did it. And his rapping wasn't even bad. They were like, oh, his rapping's so cute. I feel like they weren't taking it seriously. That was the concept of the song, and he delivered.
Okay. First of all, you can literally feel how much they're cute zoning every Japanese guy.
Yeah.
Like, they're, like, doing a hardcore. But here's the thing. For Takuto, it's kind of a little deserved. That being said, Takuto may not have any of his fundamentals. However, he can command a stage and make people interested, like, pretty, like, really well.
I mean, everyone clearly loved him because when he was reevaluated and moved up to 1 star, the whole, like, room celebrated. Like, people gathered around him and embraced him from every star level. It was so cute.
So cute. I also feel Takuto Oju mentorship thing.
Oh my god. I was so when the show started pushing the Matthew Takuto mentorship, I was like, excuse me, who taught Takuto the choreography? Who was there holding his hand when he moved up to 1 star and patting him on the back? Was it Matthew? I think not. It was Oju.
Because, like, his like, friendship, like, dorm mate thing when they're cuddling in the room, like, that was cute. But I don't think it needed the cursive caption sparkling on screen.
It was a little much. Anybody else?
Okay. There's a group that does a song by GOT7. They're all in white. The guy who's the hidden gem that's worth salvaging in there is named Kim Min Hyuk.
Okay.
And someone else who I found respect for is okay. So in previous episodes, I'm like, who the fuck is Kim Tae-rae? I'm like, why do you all love him? Who is this guy? I couldn't pick this guy out of a lineup. And then I heard him sing, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine with him. I'm fine with him having support.
Yeah, I rarely ever say the public is right, but in the case of Kim Tae-rae, they were right.
Someone else who I was not really in my eyes until now, Keita from Cypher. Honestly, I wasn't crazy about him in the audition, but during a star test, I hear him sing, and I'm like, oh, you're for real.
The fact that he, like, branded himself as a rapper, but then was a good vocalist, such a good surprise.
How do you feel about Hui?
I say this, like, every time, but every time he opens his mouth and sings, I'm like, yeah, like, he's the best vocalist. Clearly. Hitting those notes.
And, like, didn't he also, like arrange and, like, do the... Oh, he also arranged the choreo.
Oh, he choreographed it?
Yeah, I heard that. Can I tell you a robbing moment that I was fine with?
Okay.
So something that you may not have noticed is that there's a guy who's on there who got 4 stars whose entire performance was not shown. Not even a second, not even a montage. And that's Lee Yadam and Wang Zihao.
Oh.
Which is, Wang Zihao, I think, is a Chris Brown fan, and Yadam is the person who's under fire for like his braids.
I feel like there was something else.
There was the Moroccan costume. I feel like there's something else. I will say, forgive me for archetyping people, but he's my Fu Yuning of the season.
Well, she gained a lot of traction. However, she was definitely not edited out of episode 1.
That's true. I retract my statement. Also, sorry, speaking of the mentorship, for this episode, the rapping mentor spoke for the first time. To 95 guys' performances, many of which include rap, not warrant a single comment from the rap master from Mnet. Did they think not a single one mattered?
That was like strange. Since he only spoke once, I don't know if I'm just like confusing him for someone else, but I believe he was one of the judges in the room that judged Sung Han Bin for the Signal Song reevaluation.
Yes.
And I believe his comment for Sung Han Bin's performance was, "This is what the song should sound like." And can I just say, that comment shocked me. I am not a Sung Han Bin hater. However, the fact that he was moved up to 4 stars and Kim Tae-rae was not, this was shocking to me. Han Bin's vocals were at best breathy during his reevaluation, and like, yeah, he did fine, but the judgment was like very skewed in his benefit, I felt.
I also wonder, like, some of the things that get changed kind of that we don't see is like the order that this happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when you rate like 95 boys, what performances you start on really matters. And I feel like your judging criteria, I feel like, slowly moves based on the performances you've seen.
Speaking of, what do you think about Gunwook getting his results postponed?
Okay, I feel like it both feels very unfair to him, but I do kind of see it. Honestly, it almost feels like okay, from a judging standpoint, I understand it. From a network perspective, it kind of feels like they're using this to like tie break, etc.
Yeah, honestly, I don't get it. It just feels like a failsafe for K group to have more potential 4 stars. To me, that's what it's coming off as.
Yeah, because like if I truly believed in Mnet, then I'd be like, oh, well, this makes sense because they need to evaluate if they have like any 4 stars, etc. But because there's like a little bit on the line, shrug.
To me, Gunwook's evaluation was really good.
Yeah.
I think what brought him down to 3 stars for me was him like not sticking the landing, I guess.
Yeah, people really do put emphasis on endings now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see everyone's ending fairy. Oh, I will say something that is kind of promising is look at the J edit.
Oh, he conquered. He triumphed.
He got sympathetic tears moments.
True.
He got the vulnerability that lets you feel pathos.
True.
Like, but he also like showed his skills and triumphed. He got just like a very flattering like little 3 minutes there.
Will it be enough to make him rise above Matthew? Doubtful. I think Matthew's gonna be carried through his like edits of being close to Hanbin, and if they keep doing like I don't know, when they gave the comparison of Hanbin is K group's Matthew is G group's Hanbin, I was like, okay, so this is the narrative that Mnet's trying to build. Carry these 2 to the end.
Part of me wonders if Matthew, what's the word? Okay, do you remember Urina?
Mm-hmm.
In Girls Planet 999, Urina was someone who's the number 1 of Japanese the whole time. She was shown very much like with their friendship with Zhao Ting, someone who's always guaranteed to debut. But as soon as it became, instead of choosing your 9 pick to choosing your 1 pick, Urina dropped immediately. part of me wonders if a big part of your popularity being based on friendship to someone uh who is guaranteed to debut, if that's something, is that enough to like guarantee push you forward, or if some it gets down to it, will people choose the one of the two that they prefer?
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think Matthew has as much one pick power because he probably is getting a bunch of votes from the Hanbin fans.
I mean, he definitely has, like, I know that Matthew has a lot of fans, and I know that like I see them a lot because they're very vocal.
Mm-hmm.
But part of me is wondering how many of his supporters are quiet handbin stands, and how many of them are his own.
That's true, especially because he was boosted so much in the rankings, which I'm sure we'll get to. But he was ranked 5th overall, which is, I mean, last week the highest G group member was Zheng Hao at 7. So Matthew suddenly being boosted to 5 after his edit where they showed him being friends with Hanbin. I think that says a lot.
Yeah. There's some things I have to say about Mnet that integrate with some sort of things we've been hinting at earlier. Okay, so something that I had to learn earlier because I am not familiar with many boy groups is that number one, Huan He was a part of a group called how do you pronounce it? Uptension?
I don't know. That's how I've been saying it in my head, but
Okay. I'm gonna say Uptension. So Uptension had like I think one or two members on Produce X 101 who got rigged out of the final lineup.
well,
And so here's the thing. I feel like if Huan He gets significant screen time, and he and his other fellow member from Uptension are like, if they get any traction at all, will Mnet ever have to sort of, because of Huan He being there, will it bring up that past issue again?
yeah, that's a good question.
So is it smarter to hide them if you're at Mnet?
Honestly, that might be one of the things Juan he has to fight against, right? Because he's gotten 0 performance screen time, but they did mention that he was in a group. I don't think they mentioned.
They mentioned that he was in a group, but not which one he was in. And the second Mnet related one, there was a survival show called World Class. I don't remember if this was originally an Mnet program or if Mnet just got the group like a year into their after they went as a survival group. This survival group was called TOO, which turned into TO1.
Mm-hmm.
They had there was a subunit, an unofficial subunit of this group where 3 perhaps you might say slightly more feminine members would do girl group dances. They would like do girl group TikToks. And all 3 of these members, after a restructuring by Mnet, were kicked out of this group. And these members, 2 of them are on this Mnet program. So they were kicked out of this group by Mnet, and now they're on an Mnet program. These people are Oh Sung-min, who was the dog boy.
Oh, yeah, in his PR video, we called it cringe.
And Cha Woon-gi.
Mm.
So when this group was restructured, all of a sudden it's a very more mask group now.
Yeah.
It doesn't have anyone who does girl group dances on it.
And it makes me think about, like, what does Mnet consider marketable, and are those more feminine members marketable? Like, even in the demo stage videos, right? We did see some girl group covers. We saw Attention, New Jeans. We saw one other one that I can't remember the name of right now, and we saw Hui's Blackpink cover. But I do think even in a broader scope, like, groups haven't been doing cute concepts as often, or if they do, it's less. It's like cute with a gritty twist almost.
I might also say that when we think of the girl group songs that were shown in this show, Seowon and Jiho's performance, I would say, was like they were dressed in like kind of edgy clothes. and they kind of respect the dance to be like a little more edgy. And Hui, first of all, this is a Blackpink, so it's going to be edgy girl crush straight up, but like it was enough that it could have been a boy group song.
Oh yeah, he restructured that to suit him and his image, I think, perfectly.
Yeah, so I guess like a lot of this ends up to, and this also comes back to Jiwoong, who is a perfect jawline, like masculine actor who has worked in BL. I think the question is, when is it okay to be masculine? When is it okay to quote unquote betray masculinity?
Yeah, I feel like it's a really interesting case, especially with the G and K group centers, Zhang Hao and Sunbin, who, like, Sunbin has his whacking, and Zhang Hao has made comments that would imply that he is not straight, but they are still, like, straight passing compared to other contestants who might be more visibly feminine.
Well, I'll say like for Hanbin, like being a studied whacker, is that like if you are someone who your only visible like connection to like LGBT stuff is that you like are a master of dance, I feel like that's also plausible deniability. Cause these are things that you do as a job, as a craft, that are not necessarily like, if you show a picture of these men, it's not something that is tied to their immediate like visual presentation.
And on the other end of the spectrum with, like, yes, Jiwoong is like this. He's like masculine in a way that appeals to teenage girls, maybe.
Yeah.
We have, I'm gonna call them my mask duo, and you're gonna be like, one of these people is not masked, but Mingyu and Doha.
Doha is mask. I know, like you may be saying like not because his face, because he's more cuter than Mingyu or whatever, but no, he's mask. He's just I've agreed and determined he's mask previously.
Okay, beautiful. Because I do think, well, first off, I don't think Mnet wants either of them.
Agree.
But I think if they had to choose, they'll choose Doha.
Agree.
And I think it's interesting that he's less visually masked than Mingyu.
I think that's not simply based on their appearances, but their personalities as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like,
if you listen to our last episode where we casted them in films,
I would say, I think Mingyu is charismatic, but I think Doha is a little more like easily charming.
Yeah. What do you think about the mask portrayal of Gunwook? Because he is being given the bad boy edit.
I would say it's very funny that absolutely half of his lines in this episode are like, G group won't succeed. He has almost like the webtoon love interest edit.
God, I see that. I want to express that through all of these auditions, there were like some cute concepts. I will say that. However, I think the direction that I've seen K-pop boy groups turn, and I'm literally speaking about this just because when NCT Dream came out, I wasn't into K-pop yet. But I had a friend who was, and I was like, this is it. This is my group that I'm gonna stan. It was Chewing Gum was their debut song, and that shit was the cutest shit I had ever seen. It was like, they're like silly little kids getting scolded by a teacher in their boarding school with like CG graphics of like candy and dolphins. And very quickly, NCT Dream lost that image and kind of moved towards what was more trendy, which, yes, they still do have like cute concepts incorporated into their songs, but they also have way more edgy concepts. When I was under the impression that NCT Dream was created to be the cute branch of NCT.
Here's the thing, it happens to like, you go into any girl group that does a cute concept, all of a sudden, Venpara is Weekly's next song. The girl crushification happens to everyone, and it hurts everyone.
And it's so tired.
I mean, just wait until next week when CSR drops a Lapalus song.
And with that in mind, thinking about how I want this group to end up and who is being pushed,
Yes.
it's looking generic boy mask group. We're gonna wear black t-shirts and black tech pants and put a wallet chain on them and maybe wear fingerless gloves.
Interesting, because I guess it was edgy, because, like, part of me is thinking, like, kind of that, but a little more normie. Like, I'm thinking, like, NSYNC, My Shiny Teeth, and Me. Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe I'm seeing what I went to see.
I mean, I hope you're right.
I guess that's what I'm thinking of when I think of
When you think of what?
Jay.
Oh my god.
He looks like a Disney Channel, like, love interest in a camp. Like, camp is in like summer camp, not like camp is in like the fun one, like a camp musical.
He does look like he's about to bring out an acoustic guitar and serenade a female love interest at all times.
Demi Lovato.
Yeah, literally.
At age 17. Yeah. I honestly, right now, I honestly believe all of the truthers who are like, who he's going to leave mid-season.
Yeah, that was my prediction, episode 0, I think. I could see that happening, and I think if Hui leaves, the concept will have a way higher chance of being more Disney Channel Shiny Teeth than me. I think he's one of the members that they're going to try to push into a more edgy concept, only because he was in Pentagon, and that was cutesy, and then that wasn't doing as well. So I think they're going to try to flip it if he gets on.
Interesting. Jang Min-seo left, and they put him out to pasture. They put him in a nursing home.
I'll throw the picture on the screen, the only image in our whole podcast.
No, you don't have to.
I mean, it's a good picture. He really does look like he's in a nursing home.
Do you, by any chance, have your top 9?
I do. And I would be so willing to go through it, but I want to address something first.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'm kicking out some people from my list. I want to give them their time, their moment, before I announce my list that has kicked them out.
Oh my god.
The first one to be kicked out from my top 9 is Ollie, because after seeing Han Yujin really struggle, I'm like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't be putting babies on this show. Maybe I need to get Ollie back home.
Yeah, because, like, okay, in some respects, it's flattering to be like, Han Yujin will work himself past the point of realisticness in order because he cares this much. But I don't think overworking yourself to the point of getting hurt is maybe the best trait for someone in such a exploitative business.
I don't know. It just feels like exploitative, and I love you, Ollie, but you're not going on my top 9 this time.
Oh, that reminds me of the thing that I forgot about. Or something that I remember that Zuzi Yin said about her time.
Her time, like on Girls Planet.
The first day took 36 hours, and she did not have water for 24 hours prior to her performance. That makes me consider what these guys are also going through. Because, like, I guess one of the positive things about product placement on all the Chuang things is that they all had, like, here's our beverage yogurt that you can see the trainees drink.
So they always had, like, a snacky?
Yeah, so I don't see no water bottles for these guys.
Yeah, like, at a certain point, the K-pop industry and, like, being an idol is just unhealthy. And for a growing baby boy, so he is off of my top 9. The next person to leave my top 9, and this is very sad.
Oh no.
And I will continue to follow this person if they do anything because I love them. Yang Jun. There is no way in hell that he is making it to the next round. The edit where he stopped dancing midway through his evaluation, I was like, no, he's done for.
Here's the thing. You think someone obviously being kicked out in, like, the next episode is enough for me to stop supporting them? No. I'll support them till they're in the grave, I guess, of the show.
I didn't say I would stop supporting. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to vote for him, but I'm sorry, Yang Jun.
Wow.
The TV program requirements is that you keep dancing, and you, my friend, did not keep dancing. The third one to be kicked out of my top 9 list. This might be the most shocking. Dang Hong Hai.
Wow.
Because he's been on my list since before we even got any content. We saw the pictures and I was like, he's going on my list, Mr. Shitty Bleach Job. It was either him or Kong on the list. And I think that Dang Hong Hai needs to show more on the show before he gets back on the list. I guess that brings me to my top 9. Number 9, Mr. said he was tone deaf and then took it back, but I'm pretty sure he meant he was tone deaf. He was just trying to save face, Haruto. I respect him trying to be like, no, wait, you guys, no, I'm not admitting that. But I thought it was very funny, and I love his energy, so he's in my top 9.
There's a video of him going to a fan like, hey, I look good, right? Better than like that icon of me, right? Good.
And the icon of me?
You know the little heavily photoshopped pictures they have of everyone?
Oh my god. So like during the meet, he walked up to someone and he was like, Hey Boys Planet fan, I look better in person than on the image they have of me on boysplanet.net.
He's like, I look good, right? Better than that picture? Yeah.
God,
it's
that's
so funny that they know that. I'm sorry. Imagine having like your icon image be like just a soup. Like they photoshopped these boys so badly and so weirdly.
So many of these boys look so unphotogenic in these photos because of what they're doing to their faces. Ji-woong did not look as good in his photo as he does in the videos.
I think one of the most cruel things they did to one of these boys is if you look at the picture of Oily,
mm-hmm.
and then you look at Oily, like he's reverse catfishing you. Like it is the worst, most awful. Like they photoshopped him so bad he looks like he's on the cover of Click.
God, yeah, I'm looking at him right now.
Doesn't it look bad? He looks better than that.
He's so heavily airbrushed. His neck looks like an anime drawing.
Who did this?
My number 8? Are you ready?
Yes.
Newcomer. Kim Tae-rae.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was solid, and I thought he was robbed, and we love a robbed queen, so.
Yeah, excellent performance from Tae-rae. I really was not expecting to find him, to be such a great performer.
Number 7. Here we got Kong, who I mentioned earlier, but he was given such a sweet redemption moment. It won me over, and I do think from what we have seen, his vocals are stronger than Hong Hai's. I could be proven wrong because we haven't seen much of Hong Hai, but in my perfect world, they would both be on the list.
Yeah.
However, I'm trying to now that I've kicked Ollie off, now that I've kicked Youngjun off, I'm like, maybe I need to bring an element of realism to my evaluations. And I don't think there's a chance that both of them would make it.
I see. 6.
My number 6 is Kim Ji-woong. I just respect him for not being scared to kiss a man on camera on this national TV show.
Oh yeah, that was great. How do you like Seo-won's Ji-woong moment?
Thirsting after Ji-woong was very funny. Oh my god, when Ji-woong came out and he sat next to Seo-won and put his arm around Seo-won, the look on Mr. Seo-won's face was really funny. So if you haven't rewatched that, check that out. I
like when Ji-woong sits next to Seo-won and Seo-won moves a full seat away from him, because that happens at one point.
Poor Seo-won, he thought he was entering this competition. He has to focus on the competition, and now he's literally having to make decisions about his little crush on Ji-woong. That is so much pressure, poor guy. My number 5?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Discord Daddy himself, Jay.
Yeah.
I like him. I saw the Flynn Rider face comparisons, and you know what? I like that movie. I don't think he looks like Flynn Rider, but he's a solid performer, and his edit was sweet, and I think he deserves to be on the final lineup.
Oh my god, I asked someone I know who's tired of hearing me talk about Boys Planet. I showed them the 2 viral videos of Jay, and they're like, okay. I'm like, what do you think of Jay? And they're like, he's my little meow meow now.
Wow.
And I'm like, what war crimes did Jay commit?
God, war crimes, classic meow meow criteria.
And they're like, I think being cringe is enough.
We got a Jay stan in the house.
He has a pathos to win over the people.
Really does. I showed Jay's 2 viral videos of him getting mugged and saying, someone called me a daddy, to someone who I love who is tired of hearing me talk about this show. And then that person then showed it to their boyfriend, so I knew it hit hard. Like, the ability to be liked outside of the fandom context. Good job, Jay. My number 4, Mr. Talent himself, Zhang Hao.
Love it.
I'm not going to justify that. I feel like it speaks for itself.
It's kind of a foregone conclusion that, like, it's tied. Like, the numbers will end up tying.
Oh, for the G group versus K group?
Didn't we see that there was a dual center?
Oh, yeah. But I do like the dual center. I thought that was so good.
It's cute. I love it.
Number 3, the real older brother of Takuto, Oju. And actually, I have something interesting to point out about Oju, because...
Oh my god.
So, in the last week, they posted the training videos of all of the demo stages. So, like, the rehearsal in, like, you know, the workout room or whatever.
Yes.
If you look at the video for the Shine group, the group was originally 2 times bigger. There were 6 members, not 3.
Oh, shit.
I didn't take time to recognize all of them, but one of them was Hyo. But I guess at some point, a role shuffling happened, and then it was just knocked down to 3. But Oju defender moments in that video, he had... Okay, well, he wasn't a perfect singer. He had a single voice crack. But everything else, the other lines that he failed in the actual audition, he was carrying in that audition, or in the training video.
Wow, I guess for next time I should look at those and be able to determine... It's more data for understanding people's stability.
Completely, especially because we don't know at what point these reshuffles happened. So some of these boys might have only had, like, a few hours, a day, who knows how long, to learn these new parts.
Damn.
That's my interesting fact about Oju. Anyway, stan Oju, the real Takuto older brother. My number 2 is Hui.
Yeah.
I also feel like I don't have to justify this. He keeps moving up in my ranking. Simply because I, like, looking at my list this week, I'm actually trying to make, like, a balanced group that I feel would be able to pull through with good songs, good concepts, deliver something.
Okay, you know what? That's right. You're right. And I'm going to kick out Mingyu out of my group for that reason.
Wow. Oh,
you convinced me.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, okay. That leaves my number 1 for... No, it is the 3rd week in a row. Lee Hwan-hee, who got to perform a horrible dubstep dance number instead of actually using his strength, which is his vocals.
I know.
Sabotage.
I know.
So we'll see how far Hwan-hee gets, but I'm holding out.
So first of all, I want to say that due to Mari's counsel, I kicked out Mingyu because as much as I love him, he can't carry Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Sad.
I want to say somebody impressed me this week. 2 people impressed me this week that I didn't quite put in are Kim Min-hyuk and Kim Tae-rae. I thought they were both solid, and also, while Takuto appealed to my heart, I want to see a little more of his performance abilities before because he performed on his own, and I want to see how he performs, like, well in a group.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, my number 9 is a boy with solid vocals who can compose, Jong Ichan.
I can't believe that the edit didn't, like, showcase him more, because I thought he was probably the strongest member of that group.
Yeah, he was very solid. Next is I think I got Anthony at number 8.
All right.
He's just solid. Number 7 is Kong.
Yes, same here. Number 7 as well.
Number 6 is Seowon. Just because I like it.
That's fair. I mean, he is a really talented dancer, and he can carry a tune. Like, he's a solid choice.
To me, his vocals are maybe not great, but passable. And his dancing is fine. He is always giving face. He never forgets to give face. And he never does the aegyo to too, like, painfully.
And we appreciate that.
Number 5 is Jay.
American vibe.
American vibe. Number 4 is Hui. Lee Ho Taik.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 is Hwan Hee.
Okay.
Number 2 is Zhang Hao.
Yep.
And number one is lovely, adorable, the baddest, fabulous Woonkie.
I cannot believe that they cut his performance. Him crying on stage would have been TV gold.
Literally, he cried on stage, but finished the performance. And I love him. Did you him dancing and Saewon pretending to be his photographer was so cute.
They're just having fun, and I respect it. It was like a sleepover.
So cute.
I really liked Moongie's performance, and I loved that he wore a beret. I thought it was very cute.
He kept that beret on.
He did. Bobby pinned.
I just want to say a special mention that I maybe didn't say was Koom Jun Hyun.
Oh yeah, he was really good. I was actually really surprised.
I think I wouldn't say he's really good. I think he was solid. He needs some polishing, but mostly I like him for his extreme rowdiness and personality.
That's a fair enough reason. Should we look at the top 9 at the end of the episode?
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, I think the biggest changes were Jay and Matthew.
Anthony's out. So number 9, this was actually a pretty big change too. Lee Dowell went down to number 9. I feel like with the edit this week, he was shown struggling and he didn't get to prove himself. So I think he might decrease in popularity from here.
I think so too. I think an important moment that I think maybe would be hard for him to come back from maybe would be when he stopped dancing.
I mean, that was the same reason that I took Yang Jun out my list. Like, the second you stop dancing, you've given up.
Yeah.
Number 8 is how you're watching Disney Channel. It's Jay.
Jay Sweep!
Jay Sweep! We love to see him in the top 9. I'm actually so happy he got boosted and that he's getting screen time. I think he'd be a really great asset to the group.
It's almost unbelievable to me. Like, I almost didn't believe it would happen.
Especially when the cast was first announced, I was like, I didn't believe in any of the American boys. I thought if there was one boy to break ground from the West, it was going to be Matthew, which
he is.
Jay as well. Number 7.
Yes.
Zhang Hao. Same as last week. Solid 7 position, which I think will be interesting. And I wonder if One Picks will demote him.
Is this the highest a G gets?
Nope.
Wow. Oh, because Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew will beat him. Yeah, so I wonder if Zhang Hao will be affected by the One Pick votes, but I'm not sure. He's been pretty solid, but he hasn't gotten like a friendship edit in the same way that Hanbin Ha has. We need to see how he plays with others. Actually, no, I'm lying because he did get the G group team with Ollie and Brian and
yeah. Zhang Hao's been hanging out with people this whole time.
Yeah, I lied. I just lied on national television.
I know. Don't worry, I'll add this to your call-out list. I'll add you putting a call-out list on the last episode to your call-out list.
And not including Jay's controversies?
And not including Jay's Discord allegations.
Oh my god.
And also you didn't include Ricky.
Did Ricky have accusations?
Well, he's rich.
Oh fuck, I can't forget my daily meal of eating the rich.
What if he's not rich? That's fraud. That's another crime.
Then he lied to us. But he can afford a neck tattoo, so.
Yeah, that's true. And look, the little sticker they put on his neck.
I know, I love it. It's so cute. Okay, number 6. Hui.
Good.
Which, I don't think he was this... Was he 4 or 5 last time? Now he's 6?
Yeah, I believe it.
Okay, well, I don't like that, so I'm going to be voting for him.
Yeah.
Keep him up. And now we have our highest G group member, number 5, Matthew.
Oh, Matthew. I'll tell you what, if Matthew's hot sister puts out more videos saying to support Matthew, I will consider it.
There you go. I don't know. Matthew got nervous this episode, so we'll see.
Really? But he succeeded against Hanbin.
Once, and then he got nervous again.
Conquered.
Number 4 is Kim Gyuvin, who, if he did anything this episode, I do not remember it.
Didn't this episode, they were like, do you think dancing is all you need to be an idol?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Him and Yujin.
Yeah. And then they kicked his ass back to 3-star.
They kicked his ass back to 3-star, but he still ranks number 4.
That's true.
So we move on now to number 3.
Yes.
Demoted from the number 2 spot, Kim Ji-woong. They brought up BL and he got a little less votes, I guess.
Wow.
Keep Ji-woong in the running.
Yeah.
And then number 2, get this baby out of here, Han Yujin.
Yeah.
Like, I understand the pity votes. Like, yes, he's clearly trying hard and going through it, but oh my god, get him therapy.
Get him to a hospital. In Girls Planet, they promised that they would have on-site therapists. Well, where's it? Which they didn't. But where's it for the boys?
Nobody gets therapists.
They said they have on-site therapists. They said they'd have on-site translators. But where are they?
Also, Yujin didn't get to talk to his mommy.
Oh my god.
Which was insane. That was horrible and insane. The 16-year-old doesn't get to talk to his mommy.
Junhyun forgot his mommy's number.
Okay, that was really funny, though.
So sad. Him not being able to talk to his mommy. So sad.
I understand the pity vote, but I don't think it's good for his health to stay on the show. But we've got our number 1 left.
Oh.
You know.
He's doing fine.
Mr. Claire de Lune himself, Sung Hanbin.
Must be hard for him. He can't tell which elevators have music in them and which don't.
Every elevator has music in it when you're Mr. Sung Hanbin, and piano just follows you around.
Oh my god, also, how do you feel about the fucking... So all of a sudden, Boys Planet is like, do you know what we need? We need the metaverse.
I keep seeing that pop up, and I'm like, I'm not even clicking this.
Do you want to play Roblox with Yang Ju? Do you want to play Roblox with Ricky and Christian?
I mean, is that really what it is? Is it like Roblox, or is it Metaverse?
I have not been curious enough to look into it.
I haven't either. I saw their shitty Minecraft models, and I was like, I'm not wasting my time looking at this.
I would prefer them be Legos over this.
Well, I think that my prediction after looking at this top 9 lineup is that Sung Hanbin will stay the number 1 position through the series.
I think it's possible he might get number 2 once or twice.
Who do you think would have the capability to beat him right now? Or is it just...
I think it's just like, there might be like a natural dip because people might be like, okay, Hanbin's doing well. And then Hanbin's dance will be like, no, he lost the number 1 spot. Put it back in.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's hard to make a prediction for the number 1 spot when it's this early, but I really feel like this guy has got a solid fan base, a solid narrative built along with him. I don't know if he'll be affected by the... Well, maybe he will be affected by the 9 pick to 1 pick. I don't know.
I will also say that I don't think there's a single person who never left the number 1 spot.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I think he's guaranteed to debut.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm sure he'll leave the number 1 spot at least once or twice before going back.
I'm just going to lay my stake in the ground and bet against that and be like, no, I think he's going to be number 1 the whole way through.
All right.
One of us will get the joy of being right then.
Oh, how sweet. Giving me a bittersweet rival moment with you.
Oh, you know, we have to. Our next rivalry will be I'll choose Deng Hong Hai again and you can stick with Kong, and then we'll have a Vietnam boy rivalry.
Oh my god, why won't you let love win? Okay, you know what? Fine. I'll go ahead and keep Jay, and you can go with Seok Matthew.
No!
I'll go with Christian, and you can go with Ricky.
Okay, that's fair. That's a good trade. I will go with Dowell, and you can go with Takudo. Really giving you one.
Oh, that's nice. Actually, I'll tell you what. We can separate the boys by American and non-American. So I tell you what. Do you want Brian or Matthew? And that's a wrap, folks. Thank you for spending time with me, my friend, and thank you for spending time with me. Any listeners maybe this episode was not as funny, but
Yeah, I guess next time we'll come at it with our
next time we'll put in iCarly's random dancing to spice it up.